always found comfort in my bed, a soft rectangle that's always there for me. No matter how tough my day was or how bad the weather was outside, it always comforted me. The harder the day, the more inviting it felt. All my stress and worries would disappear into the sheets. Everyone needs a place to rest. If you're lucky, you might find someone to share that space with. I was lucky. Laying in bed is great, but when my wife would join me, it was even better. Our bodies would become one until morning, that's all I needed. I usually go to bed before she gets home. Her job hours vary while mine are steady, so I'd enjoy my alone time, get comfortable, and wait for her. One frosty night, I was in bed with the blankets up to my chest. I had a tough day at work, so I was falling asleep quickly. I was drifting in and out of sleep, so I lost track of time. When I felt a pressure on the bed, I assumed it was my wife. Her cold fingers slipped under my shirt and rested on my chest. She cuddled up to me. She was very cold. It made my teeth chatter as she took my warmth until we were the same temperature. Her fingers gently pressed into my skin, a familiar feeling that always helped me sleep. I could feel sleep coming. Just as I was about to fall asleep, I heard the front door close. It felt like someone had pulled the sheets off me, sending chills down my spine. The door closing was loud. I was shocked, and I could feel the fingers on my chest tighten in response to the noise. It took me a while to understand what was happening. I thought she had forgotten to lock the front door, and someone had come in, maybe closing the door harder than they meant to. "Stay here," I whispered urgently, trying to stay calm. I quickly moved her hand from my chest, got out of bed, and grabbed the baseball bat we keep by the bed. I never thought I'd have to use it in a situation like this. As I cautiously approached the bedroom door, I saw that a light was on. The kitchen light was on, dimly lighting parts of the apartment. I slowly opened the bedroom door wider, trying to avoid any noise. The baseball bat was on my shoulder as I tried to remember the last time I had swung a bat, suddenly worried that I might not be able to do it well. I heard a noise from the kitchen, like pots and pans being moved around. After a few deep breaths to prepare myself, I quickly turned the corner, ready to swing my bat. As I stepped out into the light of the kitchen, I heard a high-pitched scream. I was stunned. I felt like I was falling. My heart was heavy and my mind was slow. She looked scared too. She was talking, probably saying sorry for making noise. But I couldn't hear her. My mind was a mess. I couldn't even recognize her as my wife. She was just an idea, a realization. My wife looked worried. When she tried to touch me, I moved back. Not because I was scared of her, but because I was scared of everything. I could still feel the hand on my chest from when I was in bed, and I held the bat very tightly. I moved quickly. We should have left. We should have called the police. But we didn't. I left all my should-haves behind. I lost all my clear thoughts as I walked back to my bed. The bed was still open from when I left it. I didn't say anything to my wife. I didn't know if she was following me. I just focused on getting back to my bed. When I got back to the room, I hoped the bed would be empty. I wanted to laugh and tell myself it was all a dream, but it wasn't. There was enough moonlight. I hated that. There was enough moonlight to light up my room. I wish it was dark, but there was enough light to see it, to see the hand on my bed sheets, enough moonlight to see her eyes looking at me. Her body was lit up by the moonlight. Her skin was pale blue, with black spots. That thing in my bed, the moonlight let me see it. I watched as it moved its fingers on the sheets, like it wanted me to come back to bed. It was trying to look attractive. She was a monster, and worse, a monster in my safe place. I was scared. I wasn't myself. I was thinking like a man who just wanted to live. I don't know if she made a noise when I hit her with my bat. I knew how to swing it. It was almost beautiful, how the red inside her mixed with the cold colors of the room. There was no resistance. I hit her over and over. I watched her face change with each hit. the blue being covered by red. Her body moved with each hit like it was trying to stay alive. I should have stopped. I should have thought about what was happening. My wife, the police, everyone tells me what I did was normal. But now that it's over, I can hear the sound every time I go to bed. The sound of an axe cutting a tree. The sound of a wet towel hitting the floor. It's in my head, ruining my safe place. I don't know how many times I hit her. There was nothing left of her face when I was done. It wasn't the first time she had broken into a house, but it was the last. The red and blue mixed with the red and blue lights of the police cars. My wife must have called them. The old woman had left the nursing home her kids put her in a few days ago and had been on the street since then. The cold winter night took away her warmth. She was already weak from not eating. She had dementia. She didn't know where she was half the time. A bed is supposed to be a safe place, a place to escape from the monsters outside. But not for me, not anymore. Every night when I look into the darkness, I can still see the silver eyes looking back at me, two small lights reminding me, no matter what I do, where I go, what bed I sleep in, I now sleep with a monster.